We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on the Tua-led Dolphins versus the Lions. This was the best game I've seen Tua play in his entire career. There was not one mistake in this whole game. Usually he'll have like one or two head-scratching plays in some of his best performances, but he was lights out, super accurate all over the field. His processing was insane versus all coverages. Facing the Lions, this was the first time they got to face a man-heavy coverage defense because they barely faced man all year, and Waddle and Tyreek made them pay. They showed why they were the best wide receiver duo in the NFL. They're so explosive, so hard to stop. The only drives that really didn't work for the Dolphins, end up being like a fumble by an undrafted rookie receiver, and then dumb penalties from the offensive line, basically. And those were the biggest issues when they didn't score. But overall, Tua was lights out. People might say, oh, it was versus the Lions. But, after the first few weeks, the Lions defense hasn't been as bad as people think. They gave up a bunch of points in the first few weeks. But their last few weeks, they played way better. And Tua came out, didn't miss the entire game. It was really, really surgical play. Some of the best quarterback play I've seen this whole season. First play that I'm going to break down, 4th and 4. They get cover 2 man. Waddle is the man beater on this rep. Tua knows where to go with it. Tua on 3rd down, on 4th down, he has been amazing. He doesn't miss. They converted so many 3rd downs in this game. I think one of the only 3rd downs they didn't convert passing was on a missed snap where the center snapped it too early and Tua just had to throw it away. But right here, cover 2 man, he gets exactly what he wants. Waddle, corners playing inside leverage. He gets a good release, gets even with him, and then creates all that separation. Tua hits him right in stride, hits him right in the chest. Perfect ball placement. Great route from Waddle overall. This is why the Dolphins have been feasting versus zone this year. But once you see them face some man-to-man coverage, Tua knew exactly what the coverage was, identified man, delivered the perfect strike. And then when you have receivers that like Waddle and Tyreek that can create that much separation, this offense is very, very dangerous. They're facing cover 3 this time, running the play action out of the gun. I love when they do this. Tua really feels comfortable in the play action. He just makes a great read on the curl flat defender. Look how they set this up. They run this type of run concept the whole game, getting Mostert out to the edge. And it gets this flat defender to widen and not gain enough depth with it to where Tyreek gets a one-on-one with a deep 3rd corner. And with Tyreek Hill's speed, he knows he's going to have all the space to the outside, threatening the DB deep. And Tua just hits him with perfect timing, perfect ball placement in between the deep 3rd and the flat defender. Really good play there. Just right in between both of them. Perfect spacing. Just a perfectly done well concept. Tua makes the correct read. And when you get time like this in the pocket, created off the play action, McDaniel really called a big, McDaniel needs to do a better job, making the team play more disciplined with the penalties. But his play calling, the scheme, it's really, really impressive. People will try to point out that this ball was underthrown, and Tua does need to do a better job on some of these not underthrowing Tyreek. But understand the situation here. This is 3rd and 13. They're getting a cover 0 look. This is very reminiscent to what the Dolphins like to do on defense. And Tua just knows he has to release the ball. Look when he does release it, ready to throw. He's just throwing this to a spot, and he puts it where the DBs are not able to get it, and Tyreek has a chance. Look when he's getting ready to release this. Right here, he is starting to release it, and Tyreek Hill is 5 yards away from the defenders. So he is just throwing this up. He knows it's cover 0. The only way they can get a first down, this is 3rd and 13, by the way. He knows he has to get rid of the ball quickly. Unblocked defenders coming in. So he's throwing it off his back foot, throws it up, gives his receiver a chance. I don't really have a problem with this underthrow. Last week he had some underthrows to Tyreek versus the Steelers, which were not good. But this one was a little bit different. Look, he's not even looking at it. He's looking at Waddle here, or whoever was receiver out on the right. Wasn't paying attention, but hits Tyreek. That was Sherfield. But he's just looking off and then throwing it deep. So those safeties play a little more flat-footed. Great job with eye manipulation. And he's just throwing it to a spot here where he thinks Tyreek can get it. Throwing it off the back foot. These guys get flat-footed, play the sticks, and Tyreek makes them pay with the speed. And it's very hard to overthrow Tyreek with his amount of speed. So underthrowing it happens a lot. It happened in Kansas City. Mahomes would even underthrow him. I think this had nothing to do with arm strength. This was just Tua throwing it to a spot. And it's another 3rd down. Big conversion. 3rd and 13. Tua is the king of the RPO. This is one of my favorite throws from him all year on the RPOs. Him and Waddle just being on the same page. They They hit this earlier in the game, and it was getting opened up. These linebackers were getting way more sucked to the inside right here, but they do a much better job. They learn from this. So instead of, throwing it to this space, Tua is throwing with a lot of anticipation. He has to get the ball out quickly. Like, they're run blocking. He doesn't want to get an ineligible man downfield. They get this penalty a lot. So he gets the ball out quickly, puts it on the back shoulder of Waddle, so the linebacker has no chance to make a play. And great job by Waddle, feeling that open space right there, just being on the same page. The accuracy, like, barely misses the linebacker's hand. Look at that. That is a perfectly thrown ball right here to the back shoulder. And good job by Waddle as well to secure that catch. Like, amazing, amazing stuff. That was probably one of my favorite throws from Tua in this game. And it was just stuff like that all game that he was doing. Love the play call here from the Dolphins, getting the bunch to this side and then having Tyreek Hill in the backfield. Look at the numbers advantage. They get 3-on-3 here. This is what you want. You want a 3-on-3 matchup in the bunch. And they have basically 3 guys to the backside to man up on these 2. And you run man-to-man. You get the deep crosser going all the way to the other side of the field for Waddle. Like, you let these guys work on a crosser and man-to-man like this in the red zone off of a bunch. You get Waddle a free release. The DB sees him coming late, like Waddle's going to come wide open. Tua makes the correct read, holds onto it. He sees nothing is open here. His first read, he comes off of it, comes off this. Waddle is his third read. Just an amazing growth by Tua. His progressions have gotten so much better this year. I always thought his progressions were a little inconsistent. Like, sometimes he would look amazing. Sometimes I'd be like, oh, I don't know what he's looking at. But this game specifically and this whole year, like, he was getting through his reads way quicker than usual. The progress, the overall mental processing was super, super impressive. And just, like, it was high level throughout this game, like elite level stuff from Tua. The first play of the next drive, they try to get the deep shot to Tyreek here, facing cover 3. And Tua wants it right there initially, but he ends up getting a little pressure in his face, so he escapes the pocket. And then, once Tyreek's already 40 yards downfield, he sort of just chucks it up, throw it to a spot here. But this is like, look at this effect that you have on a defense here. Waddle running the first deep crosser with Tyreek Hill running the post behind it. And this safety, the deep middle safety, has to come on Waddle. And once he sees, once he comes down to Waddle, Tua escapes the pocket, throws it up. He wanted to throw it to Tyreek earlier, get him in stride. It would have been, definitely open. And then give Tyreek Hill a chance to make a play on this ball. And Tyreek, he's so good in these situations. You might not think, a guy like him, his size would be good downfield, going jump ball situation, but his body control, his tracking ability, the ability to high point it, good hands catch, pull it away from his body, and take a hit. Like, he is very tough too. Like, just an outstanding player. One of the, like, easily the top 3 receiver in this league, arguably number 1. Definitely the most explosive, dynamic player in the league. Just really, really love watching this offense play with Tua in the lineup. Another third down situation. They get cover 2 man. Waddle in the slot fade. Tua sees the safety come down to help on Tyreek, and he makes the correct read. Throws a beautiful ball with touch and accuracy. So I'm not sure what the line. This safety right here is bracketing Tyreek Hill. It's 3rd and 6, so they are trying to take away, this near the sticks. And then I guess the other safety was expecting Waddle to come across because he looks like he's trying to help on this too, because he's not playing the backside like a traditional cover 2 man. But Waddle gets the slot fade, does a great job getting that separation. If you don't get hands on him, like, he's going to be, your third corner in the slot. That's why I love this team. Just good job. Using a nice little patient here, skip step, split release, stick to the outside, and then get the fade. Perfectly thrown ball with touch, accuracy. This is one of Tua's better deep ball throws. He loves throwing, like, the slot fade. This is where he's really accurate on the deep ball. Just love the touch. Definitely a little more accurate on those deep balls to Waddle, because I think the Tyreek Hill, he just has that extra acceleration, that extra gear that no one else has, and Tua's not quite used to it yet. That's why some of those will be a little bit underthrown. But this is a absolute beauty, about as good as it gets. He reads the coverages perfectly and then throws an absolute dime. Tua in another 3rd and long situation. He's one of the best QBs in the league on 3rd down, if not the best. That's what the stats suggest. But look what he's seeing pre-snap. He looks like he's going to get quarters to the bottom of the screen here. And then all of this clutter in the middle, he knows he could get pressure. But once he reads this guy, the guy who could be the curl flat defender, carry Tyreek down the field, he knows that he's going to have the curl to Sherfield at the sticks, once he sees the corner bailing into a quarters, no one out there to get underneath to take that away. So he just makes such good reads. He understands what he's seeing pre-snap, and then he confirms it post-snap that no one is getting out to this area. So he knows he has all this space, and then once he sees Sherfield break, delivers a perfectly placed ball. The velocity is there on these. He's delivering some nice strikes. Slides in the pocket to give himself a better window. Slides to the right here. Give himself a better window away from the linebackers to deliver this right into Sherfield's chest. Just outstanding work by Tua, reading the defense pre-snap and into post-snap, and then getting the ball to Sherfield right at the sticks. Good play by Sherfield too, finding that open spot in the zone and not running it short of the sticks, getting it like a yard past the sticks to give himself an opportunity to come back to the ball a little bit and still get the first down. Another third down situation, and Tua converts. They end up rotating into a cover 3. Pre-snap, they're showing a 2-deep look. All this clutter at the line of scrimmage, showing that there could be pressure, that this could easily be man-to-man. They rotate into a zone. Tua sees it and just throws a perfect ball over the middle of the field. He's been outstanding in that area, between 10 to 20 over the middle of the field. Just perfect throws, sees the windows. You'll see it better from this angle, but once he sees these defenders drop, he's just waiting, reading Anzalone here, knows he's going to have Waddle coming up over the middle, and look at him manipulate with his eyes, holding this, and then switches back to the middle of the field, hitting Waddle. Perfect ball placement based on the zone coverage, and he sits it down. But just look at his head here, how it turns last second. He's just manipulating with his eyes. Really, really high level play right there. Just such nuance to his game with the eye manipulation. Not a lot of quarterbacks can do this. Only really the best quarterbacks in the NFL are doing this eye manipulation stuff. And look when he's releasing this ball. Waddle is still, 2 yards behind where Anzalone is. And just really, really perfect stuff from Tua. Like, this game, the whole game, he just wasn't missing the entire game. It was the most impressive quarterback play I've seen from him, and one of the most impressive quarterback plays I've seen all season from anybody. Tua is so good off play action. Just watch him here. This time, under center off play action, look how quickly he gets his head turned around and delivers this strike. He knows what he saw pre-snap. He sees that it's, going to be a cover 3 look pre-snap. When you're doing play actions like this, you don't have your eyes on the defense. So he knows he's got to snap his head back around quickly, and he has to process everything within this second and then get the ball out. And he sees the open zone opening up, the curl flat defender getting widened with this route right here on the wheel, and then hitting, the glance, the slant to Tyreek, sitting him down in the middle of the zone. Just about as good as a quarterback play you'll see off of play action. The processing is so amazing from him. Just reading this, seeing this open space, this hook curl defender isn't able to get out there in time. He knows the play action will suck the linebackers down, and then he puts it on Tyreek's back to save him from the middle of this field safety. Perfect ball placement too. Just another elite play from Tua. Tua also looked great in this game on play action rollouts, getting him on the move. Great job using his hips there to line it up. Getting torque on this. He really knows how to throw the ball on the move with accuracy and get his velocity. You can see him squaring up the target here. Look when he's releasing this to the defenders where they are, and this is perfect touch to get it over the first defender, and then perfect accuracy, about as good as it gets in between all of these defenders, right in the chest of Gesicki. Perfect timing, perfect accuracy, perfect pretty much everything, start to finish. Love the play call too. They were doing a lot of play action and then start getting the boot involved. They were doing it early, went away from a little bit, and then came back to it. And the Lions defense just had no answer the entire time. I love when the Dolphins do the play action out of gun stuff because it just allows Tua to almost work it like an RPO where he can read the linebackers the entire time, keep his eyes down the field. And then this is just the anticipation, getting, this look here. They stay showing cover 3 pre-snap. They stay in it post-snap. And then Tyreek Hill sinking this down. Linebackers aren't gaining enough depth off the play action. He's already preparing to throw this. Tyreek's just starting to break. The anticipation, hitting this, in between this big square of defenders, the rectangle, and then throws a perfect ball too. Nice anticipation, nice accuracy. He was just deadly off play action the entire time. His mechanics were really good in this game too. He looked smooth. His footwork in the pocket, everything was tied together. Feet, the mechanics, upper body mechanics, torque, hip, accuracy, everything was there all game. Another third down that Tua converts. This should have been a touchdown to Trent Sherfield. It definitely was a touchdown. I don't know why they didn't review it, but he just makes a quick decision here, coming to this side of the field. What's he seeing pre-snap is these two defenders look like they're going to bracket Tyreek. He comes to the side of the field. He sees that this is what is probably going to be pre-snap. Once he sees this safety start to open up right here, the nickel defender, he's already coming off of it. Perfect timing, anticipation, the ball placement straight into the chest to allow Sherfield to pick up those yards after catch. Should have been a touchdown. They mark him down at the 1, but great read. The processing by Tua is so quick on this play. You can see his eyes going to here first to these safeties, coming off of it, and then perfect throw to Sherfield. Another touchdown. Should have been touchdown. They get a touchdown on the snake to Ingold after this, but just amazing play. And it was a 3rd and 6, so they converted. Everything that Tua did in this game was just insane. I've never seen him make no mistakes in a game, because I've loved Tua ever since he come out, but he'll have his boneheaded plays. Every quarterback does, but this was about as good as a game as you'll see from a quarterback. More play action, boot stuff. One of the craziest parts about this game is that almost all the plays Tua was doing great on, which was pretty much every throw he had, were all in structure. There was probably 2 or 3 plays in this game where he worked out of structure and made plays, but just amazing work in structure. It was surgical out of him. Basically becoming a sniper, get him out on the move, throws this when getting prepared to throw the ball when Waddle's still a step behind the linebacker. Accuracy, great body control in air. Waddle has done a better job in these past few weeks making some acrobatic catches. No drops to see in the last 2 weeks, which is great. After he had some struggles in the Vikings game. Love that competitor that Waddle is to make those improvements, and just really good game from Waddle. He's getting, he had 100 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tyreek Hill, 180, something crazy like that. Didn't get any touchdowns. Waddle seems to be the guy in the red zone that they like to get because he doesn't get doubled down there. And he's just too good not to be doubled. This is a Mike Gesicki touchdown, and I do love when they get down the red zone, they like to use Waddle or Hill in the backfield. Creates some mismatch with linebackers possibly, and it makes the defense focus on it a lot. But apparently this Gesicki is to his 4th read on this play, and he just, look how quickly he gets through everything, and then finds the hole to Gesicki, delivers, a nice touch ball. But first, read to the right, doesn't like this. This is dead, not open. Comes back here to the mesh on Tyreek. This is dead from the linebacker to the inside. This route to to Waddle out of the backfield, also dead from this linebacker. So he's releasing this to the corner. Good job by Gesicki to sit this down, not run this into this, deep third player over here. And really good ball placement by Tua to put this away from this DB. The accuracy, everything about it. Using Gesicki's big body down in the red zone. But the most impressive part is the progressions. Look how quickly he comes off of this. First, he confirms that the safety stays in the middle of the field. So this is a middle of the field closed coverage. Slant not there. Drag not there. The ball to Waddle not there. Then just a quick release. Tua's release is so quick. And then that's what makes up for Tua's lack of arm strength. Doesn't have, the high-end arm strength. Doesn't really need it when you have this quick release and you're processing at this level. And then, because you'll find your guys open. If he wasn't processing at this level, that DB would have got to Gesicki earlier. This one would have been open, and then he would have been able to fire it in there with insane arm strength. But he didn't have to do that because of how quickly he processed the play and how quickly he released it. People might say that he was throwing to open receivers all game, but there is a reason he was throwing to open receivers all game. It's because of how quickly he was processing the plays. Because a lot of the times other QBs have receivers open, but then they have to make a tight window throw because they're just not seeing it quick enough. More play action and more man. When they went man, Dolphins went to Waddle a lot because it seemed like Tyreek was getting double teamed, and none of the Lions corners could cover Waddle and man. Even on, he takes an outside release on this corner to even run his slant route, and then he gets the 2 DBs to run into each other. And look at Tua. He knows he's going to Waddle here. He's just trying to hold this guy with his eyes and then, come back to the middle of the field. Tua manipulating with the eyes again. Love to see that. And then, he knows where he's going with this ball. He is just holding that guy with his eyes and then doesn't even reset his feet, just makes the accurate throw again. This is one thing Tua's become really good at this season. Is not even resetting the feet and then still delivering an accurate throw over the middle of the field. Just high-level play, start to finish from Waddle and Tua there. The final drive of the game, the Dolphins just need to run out the clock, and they come out, run this RPO, and Tua decides to throw the wheel to Hill and put this on his back shoulder. A risky play call. Definitely a play they've ran a lot in the past, with the RPO, getting the slant wheel combo with a flat coming from across the field. They've run different variations of it, but Tua likes what he sees here. He sees that this guy is sticking on the slant. Waddle gets a little chip rub route. He sees that it's like a D end on Hill, so he takes it and puts a really nice ball placement on this. Maybe he could have let him upfield, but I think this is more meant to be on the back shoulder anyways. So good ball placement. Obviously, it doesn't really help because he ends up going out of bounds, so it doesn't really change anything. It just gives you better field position. But I do like the aggressiveness that they came out with on this drive. Last play that I'm going to break down, their last pass of the game, 3rd and 8, and Tua puts him away. This might be the only play you can say Tua didn't read it perfectly. Coming off the play action, Tyreek Hill was open right away, but I just don't think Tua could see it because there was a big cluster. Well, you can see it better from the different angle, but he still adjusts. Like right here, coming off of the play action, he tries to throw this, sees Tyreek coming open, but I don't know if he's able to see this or he's afraid that this linebacker is going to gain depth and take this throw away. So either he's not able to see it because the O-linemen kind of get clustered up here in front of him. So maybe I think he just escapes, wants Tyreek to get past the linebacker to then get this throw. So Tua playing this a little more safely. This is a big play in the game. He also confirms to the right, looking over to where this corner is on man-to-man, that he's not coming over to help on where Tyreek is going to be. So good job just being safe, confirming that no one's there. And then Tyreek almost runs back and doesn't get the first down. But yeah, just finishing the game on 3rd down, playing it safe, delivers a good ball, throwing to his right. That was another area where Tua looked a lot better in this game, was throwing the ball to his right on the move. Usually that's an area he's struggled in, but they got some play action rollouts to the right where he was accurate. And then right here, rolling out on, more of a broken down play, getting the first down, just start to finish. Tua, Tyreek, Waddle, a lot of the offense. Sherfield played solid. Gesicki played solid. Really, really strong play from start to finish. The O-line did pretty good pass blocking. The running game wasn't as good as it could have been. I think Mostert took a big hit on the first play and wasn't playing as well. They got Edmonds involved, even gave Savon Ahmed some work. I think it's time to either make a trade or get Gaskin involved as the number 2. But I think that's definitely an area they need to add in the offseason is at running back. But this was an amazing game, best game of Tua's career. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.